here.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 1 in the 2019 HERS Elimination Series. It's season number 5 of the NOFSRL HERS Elimination Series, and the first time we have done this series since spring of 2017, the first HERS Elimination Series race in over 2 years, and we begin this season here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as part of Indy 250 Week 2019, and I'm alongside Indiana native Nathan Staplin for this one. First of all, congratulations on your driver Madison Tall qualifying for the Indianapolis 250 this Saturday, and secondly, these guys are going to be going about 50 miles per hour slower on average around this place than the Indy cars were. So what do you do in a stock car here at Indianapolis to get the fastest speed?
Well, thanks for the compliment with Tall making it into the 500, well, 250 I should say. But compare these stock cars to the Indy cars. Indy cars, you can almost go full throttle, you don't really have to brake. But with these stock cars and these NASCARs, you have to brake a lot. Way more than the Indy cars. So, if there's any drivers racing in the series that are racing in the Indy 250, that could be a problem, but we just have to wait and see. I did run a IROC race here before, but that's IROC, not 2005, 2006 Cup cars, so we just have to wait and see.
We will, and of course, IROC is going to be tomorrow here for their finale race of the 2019 Napa IROC season. But today, it's the first race of the HERS Elimination Series, and that means that all 22 drivers are in championship contention. But when the race is over, the last 2 finishers will be eliminated from championship contention. They won't be eliminated from racing, they simply will not be eligible for the championship. They'll be in the next 10 races that we'll have here in the season, but they just can't win the championship. Pretty simple as that. On the flip side, if you win the race, you will be safe from elimination regardless of where you finish in the next race. So, a lot of things at stake here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for winning the race and not being one of the last 2 drivers. So we'll lead today with only 20 drivers left in championship contention, and at the end of every single race, we will eliminate 2 drivers from championship contention here in the HERS Elimination Series. Other than that, it's a very simple championship. There are no points involved with it. So with that, we'll let these guys roll off right now since we have no championship points to discuss. It's the number 15 of Ace Garcia, who won the pole yesterday in what will be the one and only qualifying session we will have all year for the HERS Elimination Series. Because after today's race, the starting lineup for the next race at Hillside, going to be going there for the first time ever, will be set by the finishing order of this race, and that's how we'll go for the entire season here in the HERS Elimination Series. It's Ace Garcia alongside Ashlyn Boyd in row number 1. Both a couple of veterans who have been racing quite a while here on Napa Fan. Ace Garcia going to be starting on the outside pole for the Indy 250 on Saturday. Row number 2, TJ Crampton in the number 17. I believe he won the championship in the HERS Dash Series last year. Of course, that was a 5-race season, but Crampton knows his way around in these Cup cars, and we'll have to see what he does in the number 17, alongside Manny Salado in the number 42, a development driver to Diego Yepez, making his first start of the season in the number 42. It's Stephen Thompson in the number 24, starting alongside veteran driver William Brock in row number 3. Veteran Justin Zeidel, he's also going to be in the Indianapolis 250 on Saturday. He's alongside the number 12 machine of Andrew Miller, looking to win his first career Napa Fan race. Herr Larvin Alonso, the first champion of the HERS Elimination Series, won the championship in that very machine in season number 1. He's alongside first-time driver Frodemar Otts in the number 1, making his first career Napa Fan start here today. We have ourselves 22 drivers in the field. As you can see, the starting lineup there on the side of your screen. Great to see Dale Salzman back in the number 9. Been a long time since he's driven here on Napa Fan. I believe it's Salzman's first start of the year on Napa Fan, driving the number 9. But we'll have to see what happens on this one. Definitely going to be an interesting race. These guys are going to be going much slower than the Indy cars were over the weekend. So It might seem like these guys are going very, very slow, but that's how it is in the stock cars. It's just a certain type of racing, a lot different from the Indy cars. That's going to play into who wins this race here today. We're green flag racing. It's the Indy 80K, 16 laps of action in Indianapolis, and Ace Garcia leads them to the green flag. Ace Garcia is going to lead lap number 1 here at Indianapolis, but there are no bonus points to that. Like I said, no points in this series. Just matters if you win a race or if you finish in the final 2 championship-eligible positions. And right now, the 2 guys who would be eliminated are Nick Kennedy and Carter Joey in the number 99. Carter Joey making his first career Nap fan start here today, but it is early on in the race. It's got a long ways to go, 15 laps to go on this event, so they can easily work their way up front in this one before the race is over. But you do not want to be one of the last 2 finishers in this event. 21st to 22nd position, very dangerous positions to be in this race here today. Ace Garcia continues to lead, pulling away a little bit there from Stephen Thompson, who is currently 2nd.
Yeah, one thing about these stock cars here at Minneapolis that's kind of different on the mini cars is the draft means so much more than what Indy cars mean.
Oh, and around! Back in there is number 31. And the 42 of Monty Solano, the 18 machine of Ashlyn Boyd got spun, and the 31, that car driven by Aiden Shepard, went around, and the caution will come out for the first time today. Ace Garcia coming around to take the caution flag. He's going to win the race back to the line in the number 15, but our first yellow flag of the season. And it's possible it could knock out Ashlyn Boyd or Aiden Shepard or Monty Solano, but none of them got significant damage, and I venture to say they'd all be able to continue in the rest of this race. But an early wreck here in Indianapolis to bring out the first caution in the Indy 80K. Ace Garcia wins the race back to the line. He has led every lap so far after winning the pole yesterday. He's looking very strong in the number 15. But Ashlyn Boyd, who actually started on the outside pole for this race, is right now in an elimination position in the 21st place. It's a tough break for Ashlyn Boyd, Aiden Shepard, and Monty Solano, but I do believe they will be able to continue. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution here in the Indy 80K. He just got slid up into by Ashlyn Boyd, and Monty Solano went to the inside of the 18 as well, and right there, the 31 went around. I don't think Aiden Shepard hit anything, though, at least the wall. He hit Monty Solano, but that was it. Nobody hit the wall, thankfully, after this accident. You see Ashlyn Boyd spin around there on the inside. He barely avoids the wall right there, and Monty Solano, probably the driver that triggers the caution in this accident, as he was sideways on the racetrack, on the racing surface here at Indianapolis. But a 3-car incident, nothing too major, and I'd hope that all these guys would be able to continue after this accident.
C3 does not look at Minneapolis, and around the 31 got turned by the 18. The 18 and the 31 saved it. The 42 was the one that most likely triggered the caution sideways on the racetrack. Definitely for all 3 of those cars. And especially the 42, because almost every time I commentate a race on that, and the 42 car ends up winning. But I don't think that streak is going to continue here today.
Yeah, it's a tough break there for Monty Solano in his first ever start, but It's not over yet for anybody. I think all these guys will, especially Ashland Boyd, will be able to race with the rest of the field. I'm not sure about Aiden Shepard or Monty Salado with the damage they have, but you never know. That's why we race. Could have another big wreck that knocks out other guys completely out of the race, and if they stay on the racetrack, they'll avoid being in those last two positions. We'll have to see what happens. Very critical race here. Of course, every race is critical in the HERS Elimination Series, and it got really critical for Monty Salado and Aiden Shepard specifically. We'll have to see what happens on the restart here in the Indy 80K. We are back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are going to restart on lap 8 of 16, giving us 9 laps to go in this race. The caution came out on lap 3. We have raced 3 green laps so far. When we come to these 2.5 mile racetracks, when we get a caution, it takes a lot of the racing away. So hopefully we can stay green until the end of this race. But either way, Ace Garcia has led every lap so far, and by the looks of it, he's going to get the most laps led in this event. Like I said, it doesn't mean anything since there are no points here in the HERS Elimination Series, but we should expect Ace Garcia to have a good run here today. Stephen Thompson, Justin Zeidel, number 5 machine of Ben Park making his first career Napa fan start here today. And then TJ Crampton rounding out the top 5. All 22 guys still on the lead lap with Aiden Shepard, Ashland Boyd, and Monty Salado, the final 3 guys in the field. Remember, the last 2 finishers in this race will be eliminated from championship contention. Pace cars pulled off. Here comes Ace Garcia into the restart zone. The green flag is back in the air at Indianapolis. Ace Garcia holding on, but they're a lot more bunched up now than they were earlier on before the caution. And here comes Stephen Thompson trying to get a run to the inside of Ace Garcia. He might get there at some point throughout this lap. There he goes to the inside of Ace Garcia for the race lead. Help from Justin Zeidel. I think he's going to get it.
The draft matters so much, and because the 24 had help from the 41, that's going to give him the race lead here at Minneapolis.
Number 5, Ben Park, TJ Crampton on the inside. I know Crampton would love to win here in Indianapolis. He's part of the newly formed NIRA, which is based in Indiana. And, of course, it's kind of a home race for that league. And TJ Crampton right up here, battling with Ace Garcia for 3rd. He has a good shot at winning this race in number 17.
Yeah, brand new league, NOAA National Indiana Racing Association. And it would be cool to see member and Colin Travis Crampton get it done, but who knows? He could just blow up. Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything is possible. You never know when a blown engine can happen, and that's why guys in the back who were involved in the accident, Aiden Shepard and Monty Salado, are still out there.
Whoa!
My goodness. Salado got into his teammate, Frodemar Otts there. Actually, no, excuse me. Wrong year, they're not teammates. But he got into the number 1 of Frodemar Otts right there. Almost spun himself around again. Thankfully, that did not happen. But right now, Aiden Shepard and Monty Salado, the last 2 guys on the racetrack, both in the elimination positions right now. Not good news for those guys, but good news for guys like Ben Park and the 17 of TJ Crampton. They're running right up on Stephen Thompson. There goes Ben Park trying to find a way to the inside of Thompson for the race lead. He's got it now with help from the 17.
The 5 and 24 are all teammates, but you know what? There's no teammates in this series. That does not matter.
Here comes Ben Park, development driver to Dan Park, the brother of Dan Park, I should say. Dan Park going to be in the Indianapolis 250. Ben Park clearing for the race lead, and let me tell you, that outside lane is not where you want to be in a stock car here in Indianapolis. We've seen it happen a few times today. I mean, look at where Ace Garcia is now. He dominated the first part of this race. He's now 9th in number 15 because he got stuck in that outside lane. Now Ben Park losing the race lead. Here comes Travis Crampton to the inside in the number 17. William Brock up to 2nd in the number 20. Here comes Luke Rainey and Justin Zeidel. Ben Park racing with a lot of veterans, including an Indianapolis 250 champion. Of course, Luke Rainey definitely breathing easy now, but he barely made it into the Indianapolis 250 for this year. He wants to get a race victory, and get some more mojo heading into that big race on Saturday. He is currently running in the 4th position, could not get to the inside of Ben Park, had to check up a little bit. He's got Seidel behind him, and Stephen Thompson fell back to the 6th position. But for the race lead, William Brock on TJ Crampton. He's got the run to the inside. He's getting into the 17, pushing him way up the racetrack. Here comes Ben Park for the race lead. Brock got into Crampton in turn number 1, but it looks like Brock's going to hold on for the race lead for now. But here comes Ben Park in the 5. We're going to get back to the inside for the race lead.
You know what? This is Indianapolis. That was a dirty move, but you know what? Everyone wants to win that Indianapolis. Even a veteran like William Brock.
His development driver, Audra Baranowskis, won the Freedom 50 last year, but he himself has never won at any racetrack other than Charlotte. He would love to get his first win outside of the state of North Carolina here today, but he's going to have to hold off rookie Ben Park if he's going to do so. Park to the inside, 4 laps to go in the Indy 80K. And Ben Park closed in because William Brock got right into TJ Crampton. And now Ben Park back to the race lead here at Indianapolis. To the inside, Justin Seidel for 2nd, Stephen Thompson, and Herr Alonso. Great to see him running up front in this race. You know he's got a good shot at the race victory now. And what an emotional one it will be for him after all that's happened to him the past few weeks. He would love to win the first race of the season here in the HERS Elimination Series. As a matter of fact, he won the first ever HERS Elimination Series race all the way back in 2015. And now he's going to the inside for 4th on William Brock. Meanwhile, in the back of the field, it's still Aiden Shepard, but now Ashlyn Boyd is in the elimination position. Another guy is in the mix here, too. That's the 38 of Al Lagasse. Monty Solato's moving his way through the field fairly well in that 42. Shepard, his damage is holding up just a little bit, but he's hoping for a guy to wreck in front of him. But right now, it's looking like Ashlyn Boyd and Aiden Shepard would be eliminated from championship contention at the end of this race. Not entirely sure that's going to go out back in there, but we're going to focus on this race win, because the winner will be safe from elimination next week at Hillside. Ben Park, Justin Seidel, Stephen Thompson, and Herr Alonso, the top 5. Here comes Seidel looking to the inside of Ben Park for the race lead.
He gives the bumper to the 5, but he can't capitalize on it because the 5 gets a huge one off the turn 4.
And the caution is out. That's going to do it right there. The 5 wins the race back to the line, and Luke Rainey is totaled in the number 2. That's one car that's going to be out. Dale Solzman in the number 9 as well with heavy damage, and this might have just saved Aiden Shepard from elimination. Ashlyn Boyd as well. Solzman has passed Ashlyn Boyd. It's looking like it's going to be the 18 and the 2 facing elimination here today at Indianapolis. I did not expect that caution to come out. We went through turn 4 there, did not notice anything, but all of a sudden, Luke Rainey took a massive hit. You see all the damage to his race car there in the number 2, and Ashlyn Boyd in the 18 as well. Solzman able to race another lap, and with that he'll finish 20th most likely and avoid elimination. But it's looking like it's going to be the 18 and the 2. As they are now both out of the race, Luke Rainey and Ashlyn Boyd will be eliminated from championship contention here today at Indianapolis. The other 20 guys still in championship contention heading in the Hillside next week. And it's looking like Ben Park in the number 5 in his first career Napa Fam start is going to grab the race victory and be safe from elimination next week.
Well, Napa Fam, you always say first-timers have a good chance of getting it done. Even though this is not a special event, still a first-timer gets it done once again.
Ben Park. Gotta get some good luck to his brother for the Indy 250. Well, he's done a good job of that so far. They have taken the white flag, but first let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second and final caution of the day here in the Indy 80K. Number 9 there, Dale Solzman, almost getting in the Victor Delgado in the number 6, then coming down on Luke Rainey, and he actually came back up on Delgado and then reacted, came back down, and Rainey was there, and you're going to see Rainey just impale the wall. and then get hit by Ashlyn Boyd, and that's what's going to take Ashlyn Boyd out of championship contention as well, as he sideswiped the number 2, and Aiden Shepard, well, he wasn't able to avoid it, but he's going to move up into the 19th position, which will save him from elimination. And how about that one for Ashlyn Boyd? That's why he stayed out there. He was last the majority of that green flag run, but then the wreck happened, knocked out enough guys so he could take advantage and stay in championship contention here in the HERS Elimination Series. But what a tough break for Luke Rainey. Caught up in somebody else's mess, and he's going to be eliminated from championship contention because of it.
So as you can see, the 9 and the 6 went up the racetrack, contact, and then inside pit wall.
I'm just glad that this is not real life, because that would have been really bad if it was.
Yeah, that was super bad. Oh,
one thing I would like to mention is, this is the new 2005 mod made by Splash and Go Graphics. They did a heck of a job with the crash physics on this machine, on this whole mod, and it looks really good. I mean, compared to the original mod, a lot more updated, a lot more like the new mods that we have for the Modern Cup series. So great to see, some realistic physics there with the crash model. But either way, we didn't really want to use it in that way, and Luke Rainey, unfortunately, going to be eliminated from championship contention. Let's get to the official finish of the race. Ben Park in the number 5, going to win here at Indianapolis. Well, here we go. Ben Park in the number 5, under the yellow flag, is going to grab the first win of the season in the HERS Elimination Series at Indianapolis. Ben Park wins the Indy 80K in his first career Napa fan start, and he is safe from elimination at Hillside next week. So congratulations to Ben Park on that one. And this is how they will line up for that race at Hillside. Ben Park, the race winner, with Justin Zidell, Steven Thompson, TJ Crampton, Ace Garcia, Herr Arvin Alonso, William Brock, first-timer Joshua Rush. We didn't even mention him in this race, but he's making his first career start. And Ace Garcia and Nick Kennedy rounding out the top 10. Dale Lightning, another guy we did not mention in this race. And Rob Evans, all making their first career Napa fan starts here today. The odds were kind of in their favor to get a win. I mean, you had Ben Park, you had Joshua Rush, you had Dale Lightning, you had Rob Evans, Frodemar Otts, Monty Salato. We had 6 guys making their first, actually 7 because of Carter Joey as well. We had 7 guys making their first career Napa fan start in this race here today. And it's not too surprising that one of them got the win. And that guy is Ben Park in the number 5, getting it done here in Indianapolis. And like I said, he's going to be safe from elimination at Hillside next week. And for the first time ever, we're going to be going to Hillside on Napa Fan. It's similar to Dover, but a little bit more wild when it's asphalt as well, and faster. So it's going to be a fun one, and I'm looking forward to see what happens there in the New England 65K. But for this race, Nathan, what do you think of this one? Pretty intense, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what the HERS Elimination Series is all about, intensity, and that's what it was for the race lead, for every other position, and for those final 2 spots. And we even had a testy dummy crash of the Queen. Still hate for it to happen, but we got to see of what the damage model is like with these new mods. But congrats to Dan Park. Well,
Ben Park.
Ben Park.
You're so close. Hey, you know what? We might be congratulating him on Saturday. He's racing in the Indianapolis 250, and you never know who's going to win that thing. I'm just going to go ahead, and since this might be the last race to do with you before then, who's your pick to win the Indy 250 on Saturday? I'm a little curious on who you think's going to get it.
Well, there's 3 people I think that will have a good shot at it. 1, Justin Zidell. He's been hot recently. 2, the driver that's made it in a start in every single Indianapolis 250, Nicholas Samadeo, is a heavy favorite, and I have to put Massenthal as a potential favorite too. But who knows? 250 miles. I know I'm gonna watch it, not only because Tall is in it, but just because it's the biggest race of the year. My favorite race to watch all year long, and it's gonna be fun.
It definitely will be, and we're going to have Alex Bongshore in the booth with us for that one. You know he's a good co-commentator, so we're going to put on a great show for you guys on Saturday. But Indy 250 week is just getting started. Tomorrow it's the IROC finale in Napa IROC 4. Thursday, Freedom 50 qualifying, Coke 600 qualifying, World 500 in the Craftsman Throwback Series at Charlotte. And then Friday, it's Carb Day and the Freedom 50 leading up to the Indianapolis 250 and the Coke 600 on Saturday. So a lot of great stuff coming up every single day of this week. I hope you guys stick around because it's going to be fun here on NAPCA. Congratulations to Ben Park on his race victory here in Indianapolis. And that is it for me. We'll see you guys at Hillside for the New England 65K. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.
See you guys.